The Indonesian archipelago of Raja Ampat lies off the coast of West Papua in Southeast Asia. Covering 40,000 square kilometers, the region is home to the world's most biodiverse coral reefs. Coral reefs are home to 1/4 of all our planet's marine species. All coral reefs are special, but some are extraordinary. Raja Ampat lies just 2 degrees off the equator, so its coastal seas bask in strong sunlight and constant temperatures. On top of that, this is where 2 great bodies of water meet: the Indian and Pacific Oceans. The result is an unparalleled diversity of marine life. Known as the Coral Triangle, this wider region is home to 75% of all known coral species. Many of the creatures living here are found nowhere else on Earth. These underwater ecosystems are so special that a charity called the Misul Foundation was established to ensure their future.
My name is Nanda Sahra. I work at Misul Foundation as the Marine Conservation Program Leader. And I live here in the Elite Ranger Station in Raja Ampat. I grew up in the mountains area, but then became very curious about what lives inside the sea. Now I study the ocean every day. I love to get underwater, snorkeling, diving, and exploring the ecosystem of Misul.
Reefs are vital sanctuaries for ocean-going giants such as manta ray. But it's not just this, or their extraordinary diversity, that makes coral reefs special. It's also their productivity. Reefs are the ocean's nurseries, constantly restocking the surrounding waters with billions of new fish every year.
I get very excited about the schooling fish. It's like magic happening around me. And also, I love the baby sharks and the sea turtle. It's my favorite. Every animal on the reef has a unique role to play. But the reef has not always been so healthy.
For centuries, the islanders here have lived in balance with their coastal seas, taking only what they needed to feed their villages. So any negative impacts to the health of these reefs could be devastating to marine life and the communities who rely on them.
My name is Rahman Abbas. I'm a fisherman from Raja Ampat. Fishing is my life. My community has been dependent on the ocean for generations. In the past, it was easy for us to catch many kinds of fish. The ocean was healthy and beautiful. We catch fish to feed our families.
Sisanya kami
and
jual
sold the rest to the market.
ikan-ikan sangat
There
banyak
used to be a lot of fish,
semua orang.
enough for everyone.
But then things changed. As fish stocks around the world were depleted, unsustainable fishing practices moved to the rich waters around Raja Ampat.
Nama saya Jalna Silimbona.
My name is Jalna Silimbona. I am an ocean ranger at Musul
Dulu
Foundation.
saya pernah pemburu ikan hiu.
I used to be a shark
Setelah itu
hunter
saya bekerja
and
di
trawler
bawah
fisherman.
jaring ikan.
Kita biasa bermalam di pulau.
We used to camp on small islands and catch 15 sharks per day.
Kita tidak tahu
We didn't know
bahwa
that each
kemudian
marine animal has its own function to maintain the balance of nature, such as sharks.
As top predators, sharks are essential to a healthy food chain by keeping down the numbers of small fish that graze the coral. Mantas feed on the plankton and move nutrients between the reef and the deeper waters beyond. Both form part of the delicate balance of life in these tropical seas. But the unsustainable fishing practices around Raja Ampat began decimating fish populations.
Ada banyak kapal.
There were a lot of long line and trawler boats coming from outside of our area and doing fishing activity in our area, catching the fish in large quantities.
Sangat banyak.
And as the sharks and manta disappeared, the reef suffered. If this continued, the entire coastal ecosystem would collapse, and the local communities would also suffer. Something needed to happen quickly to ensure a future for both these extraordinary coastal seas and for the community's way of life. To help the reef bounce back, the local community approved the creation of a private marine reserve.
In 2005, we leased 425 square kilometers from the local community to establish the first no-take zone here.
Within the boundaries of a no-take zone, no fish can be caught. Not even by the local community who own these waters. Keeping fishermen from some of their traditional fishing grounds might have caused problems for the Missile Foundation. But the opposite happened. Raja Ampat's fishermen soon started to see an extraordinary transformation of their marine life.
Setelah adanya kawasan
After the marine protected area was established, we saw good changes.
kami jadi
The big
bisa
boats went away.
ikan lebih banyak.
We can catch more fish than before.
Enforcement of the no-take zones has allowed fish stocks to recover at some sites by as much as 600%. With no barriers, the fish spill out into the surrounding waters. This spillover effect ensures there are plenty of fish to catch outside the reserve area.
Saya sekarang menjaga laut.
Now I'm protecting the ocean. I work night and day, patrolling the marine protected area.
Lalu kita singgah di
We
pulau-pulau
also visit the
dengan
islands where sea turtles are nesting.
Waktu kita
When
tangkap
we catch
pemancing
illegal
atau
fishermen
penyu,
or turtle hunters,
kita bawa
we
ke
bring
kampung
them to the
untuk
village
dilakukan
for the elders to decide their
secara umum oleh
punishment.
kepala kampung. Saya merasa bangga terhadap
I'm
petugas
proud of
saya
my work
karena saya
because I'm
menjaga
helping to protect the marine ecosystem.
Dan saya beritahu
I
anak-anak
tell
saya
my children
kalau memancing
to only
harus
fish
di luar
outside
area
of the
konservasi.
marine protected area.
Saya juga
I
ajarkan
teach
mereka
them about the
tentang
importance
pentingnya
of marine
hewan-hewan
life
laut
because they
karena
balance
mereka
nature
menyeimbangkan alam dan
and keep the
membuat
ocean
sehat.
healthy.
There are other benefits that come from restoring reefs and their biodiversity.
Ecotourism and the marine reserve have created jobs, internships, and other opportunities for the local community. Now, people come here from all over the world to enjoy the spectacular diving sites. Our programs help to educate the next generation of ocean protectors. One very successful project is reef restoration, where we are replanting corals to help the damaged areas recover. Together with the communities, we are taking responsibility for the ocean's recovery.
Saya terus mendukung
I will keep continuing to support the marine protected area
konservasi laut
so that my children and grandchildren can benefit from what we are protecting.
merasakan manfaatnya. Kita harus
We
jaga laut
must
kita
protect our
bersama-sama.
ocean together.
There are few better signs of a reef restored to health than the return of giant manta ray. The Mosul Private Marine Reserve now protects 1,200 square kilometers of coral reef and the surrounding ocean. The restoration of these coastal seas in such a short space of time reveals the potential for all our oceans. We just need to give them the opportunity to recover. By creating marine reserves to protect just 1/3 of our coasts, we can restore the health of all our world's oceans. When we do that, generations to come will be able to coexist with thriving marine ecosystems forever.